Dazod 500 presents Canadian Elections of History! The second election in Canadian history happened between July 20th and October 12th, 1872. In this election, unlike the one that happened 5 years prior, there were only two parties in this one. Edward Brake, the unofficial leader of the Liberal Party, and John A. Macdonald, the leader of the Conservative Party. Since the last election, the nation had grown a little bit, gaining a little bit more territory in Ontario, a tiny little square thingy in Manitoba, and the entire province, or now province at least, of British Columbia. But now let's talk about the interesting stuff. How many seats in the House of Commons, and how many seats needed to get the majority. Going from the last election, there was 181 seats in the House of Commons, but just 5 years later, that grew 19 more. There are now 200 seats in the House of Commons for the 1872 Canadian election. But to win, you need 101 seats to get the majority. We still need to introduce our candidates just a little bit more before we could actually dive into what we were just talking about here. So, John A. Macdonald, of course, the Conservative leader, has been the leader of the country since 1867 and got the leader's seat from Kingston. Edward Blake, the, of course, unofficial leader of the Liberal Party, was never leader, of course, and got the leader's seat from Bruce South. And now, with that said, now we could finally get in to see who won this election. Okay, now let's get into it. There was a 70.3% voter turnout, which was just 0.1% lower than the election of 1867. But with that said, there were still some people who actually decided that it was a good idea to vote. So, we're going to care about those people. In this election, there were 5 votes that went to other seats, which means that the winner could not get a total of 101 seats. So the winner actually got 100 seats, which was the same amount that Sir John A. Macdonald got in the election of 1867. Did he get it this time? Well, the answer is yes, he did. He won the election and became the re-elected Prime Minister of the Dominion of Canada. So with that, I'll see you for the election of 1874.